Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing a video all about my most anticipated 2018 releases that are contemporary and thriller books coming out in the months of January, February, and March. Like I explained in my fantasy version of this video, I'm going to be doing my most anticipated new releases quarterly because there are so many that I'm looking forward to in 2018. I know 2017 I went over 10 per video. I'm like way above for this year, and I know that there's going to be books coming out later in the year that I'm really going to be looking forward to, but I just probably don't even know that they exist yet. Hopefully you guys will also be looking forward to these, or hopefully you'll find something new to add to your TBR. The first book on my list is Meetcute. This is coming out on January 2nd, and this is an anthology, and it's all about different meet-cutes, so it's how couples first have like their first interaction with each other, and they're usually pretty adorable, judging from past YA books. And there are a lot of authors that contributed to this anthology that I really love, so that is why I'm so excited for it. First of all, Katie Cotugno has a story in it, so I'm pretty excited about that. There's also stories from Jennifer L. Armentrout, Emery Lord, Huntley Fitzpatrick, Julie Murphy, Sarah Shepard, Nicole Yoon, and so many more. So like, I just cannot wait to read this one. The second book on my list is Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. This book's coming out on January 16th, and this is an Own Voices novel, and it's a coming-of-age debut contemporary novel following an Indian-American Muslim teenager who is currently living in Chicago. She lives a pretty normal life for a teenager. She enjoys hanging out with her best friends and doing like impromptu documentaries because she's really hoping to go to film school in New York City despite her parents wanting her to stay in Chicago and get married. Then everything changes for her when a suicide bomber who shares her last name stages a terrorist attack in the middle of the country, and then she and her family are left dealing with all of the Islamophobia that they're now facing from them coincidentally sharing a last name with this suicide bomber. The next book on my list is another YA contemporary debut novel, and that is American Panda by Gloria Chow. This book comes out on February 6th. It follows a Taiwanese American teen named May, who is a freshman at MIT. I know that she skipped a grade, which is why she ended up in college sooner, but I'm really liking the idea of seeing a book set in college. Her parents expect her to go to medical school, to become a doctor, and to marry the perfect Taiwanese man, but she doesn't really want to tell them that she hates germs. She falls asleep during her biology lectures, and she already has a crush on one of her fellow classmates who is Japanese. Because May's parents have sacrificed so much for her, she feels like she can't be honest with them about what she wants for her life, and she doesn't want to disappoint them and tell them that she's not really into the life that they have envisioned for her. Then she ends up reconnecting with her brother, who was estranged from her family for dating the wrong woman. The two of them start bonding, and May starts trying to figure out how she can be honest with her parents and live the life that she wants to live. Number 4 on my list is Pretty Boy Must Die by Kimberly Reed. This book comes out on February 13th, and it follows a boy named Peter Smith who was formerly known as Jake Morrow. He attends this high school, and he is out running one night on the track, and one of his fellow classmates snaps a photo of him and posts it online with the caption, "See the pretty boy run," and the photo ends up going viral. Peter's cover is completely blown because he's actually a CIA operative. Next thing he knows, hostiles start dropping through the ceiling during his chemistry class, and he has to figure out how to survive high school and deal with this national security threat now that everyone knows who he is. This story was actually inspired by Alex from Target, if you're familiar with that. Next on my list is Surprise Me by Sophie Kinsella. This book also comes out on February 13th, and it follows a couple named Sylvie and Dan. They're both very content with their married life. I believe they have twin girls together. They end up going to this doctor, and the doctor predicts that they will have about 68 more years to live together before they pass away, and then panic kind of sets in because while they're very content with their life, they never expected to have another 7 decades of time together. In order to keep their marriage fresh, they decide to come up with this project that they call Project Surprise Me, where they'll each create surprises for each other in order to like keep things interesting. But as they start doing that, there are several mishaps that happened, and some secrets start being revealed, and then the pair start questioning whether they really know each other at all. Number 6 on my list is A Girl Like That by Tana as Bethena. I am so sorry if I am saying that incorrectly. I am very bad with names. This book comes out on February 27th, and it's another debut contemporary following a 16-year-old girl named Zarin. Zarin has a very adventurous spirit, and her many romances have often become the topic of conversation and gossip at her high school. She's the kind of person that parents have told their children to stay away from because they don't want them involved with a girl like that. Then Zarin and an 18-year-old boy named Porus end up dead together in a car crash that happens on a Saudi Arabia highway, and Zarin's story is pieced together through multiple perspectives, and it becomes clear that she was not just a girl like that. So this one sounds interesting to me, especially because I like that you're going to get multiple perspectives that are going to be telling her story. I'm curious if there's going to be any perspective that's told from her, or if it's all told from different people. Next on my list is People Like Us by Dana Melee, and this one comes out on February 20th. I've already talked about this one a couple of times on my channel, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. The first thing that drew me to it is the cover. I love the prep school uniforms. I'm just like a sucker for anything that takes place at a prep school. This book follows Kay Donovan and her popular group of friends who basically run Bates Academy, which is their private school. Kay is a soccer star, and her life is like seemingly perfect after she had previously reinvented herself, but everything starts to unravel once they find the body of a dead girl in a lake near the school. The girl who passed away left a computer-coded scavenger hunt specifically for Kay, so as she begins following it, she starts finding out suspect after suspect of who could be guilty of murdering this girl, until she herself is actually implicated, and then Kay has to do whatever is necessary to survive, because at Bates Academy, the truth is not something that happened, it's something that you make. Next on my list is The Case for Jamie by Brittany Cavallero, and this one I can't give a full synopsis for because it's actually the third and final book in the Charlotte Holmes trilogy, and I myself have read the first book, but I have not yet read the second book, but I'm planning on doing so that I can read the third book once that one comes out. But what I can tell you is that it takes place in modern times, and it follows the descendants of Sherlock Holmes and Watson, so it's as if they were not fictional characters, they really existed, and two of their like very future descendants end up attending the same school, and they meet and they have to start solving some crimes together in order to clear their own names from the suspect list. I really enjoyed the friendship that they formed in the first book, and I was really excited about the title and the implications of where the second book could be going, so I'm really looking forward to reading that one, and then I cannot wait to read this third one. Number 9 on my list is In Search of by Ava DeLaria. This one comes out on March 6th, and I'm really excited about it. This is Ava DeLaria's second novel. I really enjoyed her first novel, which was Love Letters to the Dead, when that came out, and I like vividly remember that I read it before I even knew that BookTube existed. Stephen Chbosky had written a letter like of recommendation for it that Goodreads sent out, and I was like, okay, if Stephen Chbosky thinks it's good, I'll read it. So I read it and I really liked it. So now I'm looking forward to this one. This book tells the parallel stories of both a mother and a daughter while they're 17 years old. The mother is Marilyn, and her story is all about the summer that she fell in love and started finding herself. And the daughter, Angie, tells her story about the search for her unknown father. And then finally, number 10 on my list is In Her Skin by Kim Savage. This book comes out on March 27th, and it follows a girl named Jo, who is a con artist, and she is about to try to pull off the greatest heist of her life. She takes on the identity of a missing girl named Vivian Ware, and she kind of inserts herself into this family called the Lovecrafts. The Lovecrafts are very wealthy, so once she is welcomed by them, she gets all of the things that she never had in her life, like financial security, and they seem to love her, and they let her hang out with their youngest daughter, and the two of them start forming a friendship. But the longer that Jo stays and like lives this lie, she finds out all of these secrets that start being uncovered about the Lovecraft family, and they're not exactly who she thought that they were. And then Jo has to decide whether she wants to continue living with them and have the illusion of safety, even though things seem to be kind of dangerous around there, or if she wants to leave and give up that financial security that she's just now getting comfortable with. So those are all of the contemporary and thriller novels that I'm looking forward to between January and March. I think I had a pretty good mix in there of both contemporary and thrillers, and there were a lot of diverse books, which I'm really excited about. Let me know if you've heard of any of the ones that I mentioned, or if you're looking forward to them, or if you've even read any of them yet, and I will see you guys soon in a new video. Bye!